everyone, and welcome back. I'm Kathy O'Regan, the newly confirmed Assistant Secretary for Policy Development and Research. And I come to this role after more than 20 years of teaching. So from both that perspective, my old job and my new job here in PD&R, I couldn't be more impressed by what all the teams have accomplished. And you should take great pride in what you have done. You have exceeded even our very high expectations of the kind of innovation this kind of collaborative competition might reveal. And you have now made it incredibly difficult for the judges to make their decision. Of course, I now have the great pleasure of introducing Secretary Sean Donovan, who is going to announce the winners of this competition. Secretary Donovan is probably the perfect person to be making this announcement. Prior to his coming to HUD as the 15th Secretary in 2009, he already had a deep commitment to innovations and affordable housing. In fact, his early experience while a student volunteering in a homeless shelter shaped his commitment and ultimately the trajectory of his career. He comes to this work with 2 degrees. He has a master's in public administration and a master's degree in design from Harvard. And so he has an incredible belief that the collaborative work is critical to do. And one of his signature perspectives here at HUD is to also look for ways of using innovative processes for creating creation. And so with that, it is my pleasure to turn over the podium to Sean Donovan. It's the first time I get to do this.
Kathy, thank you so much. It's wonderful to be introduced by you for the first time as Assistant Secretary. So thank you so much. Kathy has been on loan to us for a few months from NYU. Not that she has a role in deciding which team is winning, but she has made an enormous contribution already in a relatively short time here at HUD. So Kathy, thank you. Thank you for your leadership. I also want to particularly thank her entire team at PD&R because they do spectacular work on a day-to-day basis, and really it is their drive, their initiative that brought us to this competition today. And so thank you to all the PD&R folks who are here who have been part of this as well. I also have to thank our partner in this effort, the Housing Authority of Bergen County, for willing to step up and be part of this. It's incredibly important part of this competition to have a partner out in the field making a real challenge part of what we're looking at in this competition. I want to say thanks to the jury that has made this possible as well. Julie DeGraff Velasquez, David Eisen, Katie Swenson, Deborah DeSantis, and Nina Janapal. Thank you all so much for what you've done to make this possible. And finally, and maybe most importantly, I want to thank all of you that have done the work in this competition, the stars of today's events, the teams from the University of Michigan, New York University, Ohio State University, and our combined team from NYU and Columbia. And you know, I was walking in this morning and I saw the Final Four sign up in the lobby, and I thought to myself, well, Michigan, Ohio State, they played in a couple other Final Fours, but New York University and Columbia University, this is a different kind of Final Four. So congratulations to all of you on making it this far and being part of this competition. And you know, as Kathy said, one of the reasons that I value this competition so much, one of the reasons I really wanted to be here to announce the winners, is that I do come out of this background of having started as an architecture student, but interested in housing, and then getting, in addition, a master's degree in public administration focused on housing policy. And you know, I'll be honest, when I was an architecture student, I was disillusioned to some degree to feel like the potential of architecture to help the most vulnerable in our society wasn't being lived up to. And that that promise required architects to roll up their sleeves and work with policymakers, to work with the homeless, with vulnerable communities themselves, and to really engage in a multidisciplinary way that was different from what I saw too often as the kind of traditional model of architecture, particularly at the time that I was at school. And so I think it's incredibly important that really the kind of ultimate test of the relevance of design is on display here in this competition. I would also say that you're entering this competition, we're putting it on at a time when these issues are more important than they've ever been. It's always been true that decent, affordable housing is at the center of our lives. It affects our health. Kids who grow up in units with asthma struggle. There's a whole range of ways it affects health directly. It affects our wealth. Obviously, the crisis that we went through, the foreclosure crisis, is the most devastating example that we've seen in our lifetimes of that. So in so many ways, housing is the foundation for so much that we do. And yet, at the same time, we are facing the worst affordable rental crisis that this country has ever seen. The Joint Center for Housing Studies recently put out a stunning report that found that in 2012, more than half of all renters in this country spent more than 30% of their income on housing. We're talking about 21 million households, the greatest number of housing cost burden renters on record. And let's be clear about what this means, the real consequences in people's lives. It means that families have to cut back on food, on transportation, on their retirement savings. Some are being forced out of the very communities that they sustained when times were the hardest. Some are moving away from the schools they want to send their kids to and the job opportunities that would be the best for their careers, simply because they can't afford to stay in their homes and their communities. In short, the affordable housing crisis is hurting all of our communities and our nation as a whole. And that's why we've got to take steps to tackle these challenges head on. But it's also why I think the focus that we've taken on, not just with architects, but with urban planners and landscape architects and others, to think about how we connect that housing to the best possible assets surrounding it in a neighborhood. And we, in the Obama administration, just like you're doing in this competition, we've tried to break down the silos between HUD, the Departments of Transportation, Health and Human Services, Education, all the other agencies that are so critical in building strong and vital neighborhoods. And so with initiatives like Choice Neighborhoods and our Promise Zones that the President announced in January, we're working to connect housing with transportation options, good schools, job opportunities, safe streets through the Department of Justice, and all the other assets that a community needs to thrive. And I would also say we come together at a time where we are literally, over the next few days, negotiating in the Senate a bill that could provide as much as $4 billion a year for the National Housing Trust Fund, which would be a huge new investment, the biggest investment in a generation in affordable housing. Who knows? Maybe it might even help build something in Bergen County one day. So this really is an important time that we're gathering at. And it is a critical, critical issue that you've come to work on. Now, this competition itself can be part of that effort. And I will say, one of the things that we really believe in here at HUD is that students are not just part of the future, you are part of the present. That the ideas that you have, the work that you're engaging in universities around the country, can be a huge boon to our efforts in thinking about new ways to approach problems. And we felt that putting your gifts, your energy, your ideas to use in a real, to put it up against the very real needs in Emerson, New Jersey, was a great challenge for you to take on. And from everything that I've heard from our team about the presentations that you've done, you did exactly that. And I will say, in doing so, you've all developed partnerships and plans that will aid us, hopefully not just in Emerson, but more broadly in thinking about new ideas. I hope that you've inspired your peers and your partners, and you have shown that out-of-the-box thinking that this competition was brought together to encourage. So I just want to thank you all, to congratulate all of you for participating in this competition, and I want to ask us all to give the teams a round of applause for their work. Thank you. And so now, the moment you've been waiting for, let's move on to the award ceremony. As all of you know, these decisions were made literally just a few minutes ago. So the envelopes themselves will be hot off the presses. And I'd like to now ask for the first envelope to be brought up, revealing the name of the runner-up in the competition. Here it is, the runner-up. Let's see. Do I do it like this? Can I guess? You guys are probably too old for that joke. But the runner-up in the inaugural HUD Innovation in Affordable Housing Student Design and Planning Competition is team number 57, New York University and Columbia University. Congratulations. Get a picture? And now, the winner. The winner of HUD's Innovation in Affordable Housing Student Design and Planning Competition is Ohio State University. Congratulations. Great work. Do one more here. Come on. Great.
Thank you so much.
So once again, congratulations to all the teams. You've done really remarkable work. I also want to thank all the partners who made this possible, the jury, the Housing Authority, everyone here at HUD who's worked on this. Thank you. And finally, let me just say, I hope that today is not the end of this process. I hope that the ideas, the innovations that we've seen will keep going, and I hope that every one of you as students that are here today, that this is part of exactly what I experienced in my work as a student, which is the inspiration that if we can help Americans find decent, affordable housing, we will have made a huge contribution to the future of this country. So thank you for being part of this. Congratulations to all of you. Thanks, guys.